Hello all, Greg here from Custom Guns. Going to do a video today looking at the new range of shotguns out from SKB. We've got the SKB HS300 here. It's a semi-automatic. It is a new model manufactured by SKB. SKB, certainly in New Zealand, were for a very long time a very popular shotgun. They were manufactured in Japan. The build quality of them was very good, and they went out of production about 10 or 12 years ago, and they were to be moved from the Japanese manufacturing facility. That's now taken place. The production has started and they are now being manufactured in Turkey. When you say Turkish semi-automatic shotgun, I immediately get a little suspicious, seeing as how I'm the one that has to fix them. I look at them with I certainly took a look at them in a skeptical manner, presuming that they would be of poorer quality, and I was pleasantly surprised. The one I just showed you there is obviously the wood stock. This is the same in a synthetic. They've certainly done a really nice job. The fit and finish is excellent. Interestingly, they use a rotating head bolt design now, so these are a completely different design to the old style SKBs. You notice the bolt head rotates as it goes into battery, so a little like the Benelli. They call this a hybrid, kind of like a inertia gun, but operating on gas. I've pulled one to bits, we'll have a little look at it in a sec. So really quite an interesting firearm, and I would say hands down probably the best manufactured Turkish semi-auto shotgun that I've seen. There are other brands around that don't do too bad a job. There are some around that are pretty poor, hence the reputation with some Turkish manufacturers, but I'm pretty confident that these have been really quite well put together. They certainly seem to be quite well built. I've just pulled this one to bits. It is a alloy receiver, very clean and simple internally, probably not real easy to see there, but you've just got a single shell stop lever on the inside here on one side, the other side's clean. So there's not a lot going on there for things to break, and when it comes to semi-automatic shotguns, really simplicity is bliss. Nice clean internal design. You'll notice the rod in front of the tube mag, so you'll hold 4 rounds, 3 in the mag and 1 in the chamber, so 4 shot, 3 rounds in the magazine. It has a piston system that runs forward of the magazine, so that will mean that you cannot extend the magazine capacity. It is set at what the manufacturer's done there. So it is a 4-shot, which, I mean, for wing shooting, if you've got to the 5th shot and you've still got birds in range, you're probably pulling the trigger a bit too quick. The barrel, it is, they call it a hybrid system. It certainly is gas operated. That's your gas piston, very similar to your early Berettas, a very similar style of system. You'll see it has a sprung section on the front, porting excess gas pressure off, so the piston rides up inside here. As the wad travels through the barrel, it's ported down through holes in the barrel into this chamber area here. It drives the piston backwards and cycles the action, so that will come back and the action is cycled. If it has excessive pressure, the spring here will compress, porting the gas forward, so you don't have excessive pressure driving that bolt back too hard and knocking the action around. So it's basically self-regulating, which is an excellent design because it means that you don't have any pistons to replace if you're running heavy or light loads. You can just put ammunition in this and shoot it. This is a 12 gauge, obviously. It's chambered for 2 3/4 and 3 inch ammunition. We've had some demo ones of these. In fact, I inspected the demo model, the first ones to be brought over to New Zealand, and when we looked at them, they had 4,000 rounds through it without being cleaned, and then sent it to me for assessment. I gave it a once over, and my comment immediately was that it certainly did not have the appearance of a shotgun, especially a gas-operated shotgun, having had 4,000 rounds through it. A gas-operated semi-automatic shotgun with 4,000 rounds through it should have been completely fouled up and probably not functioning. This thing was still functioning perfectly fine. Here's the bolt out of the action. You see it's got that rotating action and comes back into battery to lock it into position. Looks quite similar to a Benelli. It doesn't have the inertia spring inside the body of it. It just has a spring with enough tension to push the bolt head forward. Internal firing pin, which will only protrude when the bolt's back in the locked position. That's how they work. It's quite a good, neat design. The rotating head bolt design makes for quite a strong action and has all the energy caught basically at that front section of the barrel. So it means you can have what otherwise would be a reasonably lightweight firearm. So yeah, quite impressed. You have a camouflage option, the wood stock and the synthetic, and they have also released a small quantity, which I've got, of left-handed models. Now I'm a left-handed shooter, so for me this is just fantastic. There is very few left-handed options available for a shooter looking for a semi-automatic, and this is a genuine left-handed option. The design is excellent. It's basically mechanically identical to the right-hand one. It's going to mean parts are going to be easily available for it if and when you require them, because basically the whole running gear is all exactly the same. They've just changed the receiver to have the port out the left-hand side. So the shell stops on the same side as the right-hand model. You'll see the shell stop on the off side to the port, whereas on the right-hand model the shell stops on the same side as the port. The trigger will be the same. The shell stop, the pistons, the barrel, everything will be basically the same. The lock up in the barrel will be slightly different, the receiver will be slightly different, the bolt will be reversed. Pretty much other than that, it's all going to be the same. But as I say, for a left-hand shooter this is fantastic, because we've actually got, it's really nice to see a genuine left-hand option for shooters which we really otherwise don't have a lot of choice. And this is not just a choice, it's actually really quite a good one. In terms of value for money, these are really quite surprisingly cheap. Turkish manufacturing is going to be, of course, able to bring the costs down. You're seeing the synthetic stocked SKB model in right hand available with a 28-inch barrel, and they are selling for $9.99 New Zealand. So just on $1,000 New Zealand at the moment. So excellent value for money. They are a nice light field gun. They point really well. It comes with a kit to adjust your angles. So it comes with the appropriate shims and adjustments for the stock, so you can cast it correctly to suit yourself. They are, yeah, a really nice, well put together shotgun. Same chokes as the old SKBs, which was great for those guys that have got SKBs. So they do have that interchangeability with the older models. There's lots of fans out there who really like their SKBs, and I don't think these will disappoint. Their Japanese heritage is probably still shining through in the build quality of them. They really look quite impressive. Yeah, I think they're probably really well worth checking out. At the prices that you're looking at for them, they are really quite affordable, and it's sort of dragging you out of that cheap Turkish stuff and into a better quality firearm without having to outlay a hell of a lot more money. Well worth checking out. So yeah, if you want to come by and have a little look, I've got them all on display now and in time to have a look at and use for the opening duck season. So if you've got any queries and questions, come and give us a yell. Thanks, catch you again.